All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ryan here, Michigan Storm Chasers. We're going to break into coverage here really quickly. There's nothing severe currently in the state. However, something did grab my attention I want to point out to you guys very quickly, and that is up here in Antrim County, this blue box that was just issued. It's a special weather statement. The text of this statement is suggesting we could have a landspout possible. The hazard with this statement is landspouts, wind gusts up to 40 and half-inch hail. And if landspouts do occur, those are technically weak tornadoes, hence why we are now live. So again, this is not a technically a severe storm. It still can produce weak rotation and weak damage if there is indeed a landspout. So this is going to be for Antrim County up in the northern part of Lower Michigan. It's going to be for like Torch Lake, Chestonia, Bel Air, and Mansalona areas along US 31 and US 131. This blue box is the statement, and any of these showers can produce a landspout. I would suggest the strongest one just south of Torch Lake would have the best potential. However, the conditions today are very favorable on our lakes for waterspouts, and with those waterspouts, sometimes those can move onto shore. So what I'm thinking may have happened here, I don't know this, but I'm thinking there may have been a waterspout sighted offshore of Torch Lake, and if that got closer to shore, they may have issued this statement here for potential landspout, which would be a waterspout moving onto shore. So a little bit of a unique situation here up in northern Lower, but one I wanted to point out, it's not technically, it's a serious situation. Landspouts can sometimes cause damage, but typically speaking, it's weak damage. It's not going to, destroy your house. It's not going to, do damage to your house. It's going to blow over your trash cans. It's going to probably take some tree branches down and maybe cause some shingle damage at most. So again, this is potential landspout with this statement here. And I forgot I need to post this on the page. So bear with me here. I'm working solo again today. This is going to be in effect until 7:30. I'm not sure I'll be live the entire time. Again, this is not a severe storm, but I do want to just kind of point out and just kind of shout out some names and some cities here that may be impacted if there is indeed a landspout here. All right, so again, this is 6:14 radar scan. So as of 2 minutes ago, the strongest of the cells were heading just south of Torch Lake, animating this southeast movement today at roughly 40 or so miles per hour. These radar scans are roughly 6 or 7 minutes apart, so they're not really quick scans. So every movement you see is about 7 minutes. So that is likely going to be impacting Bel Air shortly. Central Lake just south of you guys, Pleasant Valley to your south, Chestonia to your south, Green River, Clam River, Alden, and Mansalona, as well as Wetzel areas need to be on alert. Again, statement in effect here, 40-mile-per-hour winds, half-inch hail, and a potential landspout. Checking out across the area today, we have a bunch of webcams we've been monitoring. We were just live a couple of minutes ago watching the Manistee and Ludington cameras for some waterspouts, but I want to shift attention a little bit over to Harbor Beach now as well, as there is a storm that is moving over the harbor here onto Lake Huron. I have not seen anything waterspout-wise on any of our webcams today, but there have been a few confirmed sightings over Lake Michigan earlier this morning, and also there's one up by Rogers City this morning as well, but so far none have been spotted on our webcams. I probably will not be live for too long. I just kind of wanted to break into coverage and let you guys know of the ongoing risk here. Again, landspout possible on this statement in the blue box on my screen. The heaviest of storms is located just south of Torch Lake. It's not really a storm, perhaps some small hail involved with that. But overall, not seeing anything lightning-wise with this storm. So it's really a rain shower at best, unless I'm not depicting lightning very well on this radar, which could be the case, but I don't see any strikes on the screen here. Again, Mansalona, Bel Air in the path of this. Any one of these showers could produce a landspout. The conditions are favorable. I would highly think that the potential landspout would be moving, if there was one, in toward the Creswell area. And if you're just joining us, what I think happened here is as this storm moved over Lake Huron here, the bay, and it got close to land, I believe, my opinion, there could have been a report of a waterspout, and that got close to shore. As it got close to shore, they may have just statemented it for a landspout possible, just because if a waterspout moves onto shore, it would that technically be called a landspout. Again, these are not tornadic, technically. They're not rotating updrafts. They're formed at the surface of the cloud to the ground. It's a very weak and shallow rooted. So while it does count if there is a landspout as a tornado, it is not technically a violent rotating column of air. I mean, technically, this is not severe. I mean, if you want to be technical, this is a statement, but obviously landspouts are serious, so hence why we're live. But technically not severe. Anybody with questions? Yes, there was a marine statement here, this purple box. Thank you for pointing that out. Pseudomod? Anyway, yeah, there's a special marine warning here, and that does mention a hazard of waterspouts and wind gusts that are 34 knots or greater. And that was pretty much mirrored with the storm as it moved southeast and with the statement for Antrim County. So again, if you're in Antrim County, places impacted, potential for gusty winds and maybe a landspout would be Creswell, probably over Creswell, if not just crossed and past Creswell. Bel Air, Clam River, 593, 620 here, M88 near Lake Bel Air, heading toward Mansalona in the next couple of minutes. This is the only statement in effect in the entire state. We have numerous showers that are ongoing across central and northern parts of lower Michigan. Even got some down here in southern Michigan as well, popping up in Washtenaw, as well as some in Jackson, Eaton County as well. The Thumb area getting in some action as well. And that storm we're just talking about on Harbor Beach, there is a little cell there I'm keeping a close eye on to see if that may produce a waterspout. And I have the camera pulled up on my top right screen here that I'm watching. Currently not seeing anything on that. I do see the rain shaft. I see a nice miniature shelf cloud on the leading edge there, but nothing waterspout wise that I'm seeing with this at the current time. Last time we had a statement for a waterspout, or not waterspout, a landspout, was a couple weeks ago in the Thumb of Michigan, and that is when we had the surprise Deckerville tornado. And I'm not saying there's something going on here, but it's definitely a possibility that with these potential waterspouts moving on shore, we definitely could see some weaker landspouts close to the inland lake areas. And yeah, there's really nothing severe today. We're not expecting severe weather with this. But I will say, if you live immediate lakeshore areas, primarily up in the Lake Michigan area, or perhaps the Thumb region over here in Huron or Tuscola counties, you may have potential for onshore moving waterspouts both today, tomorrow, perhaps Tuesday as well. So if you live in the immediate lakeshore areas close to Lake Michigan, or if you're up there in the Thumb region, or perhaps an island like Beaver Island up here, you're probably going to be, not probably, but you have potential. Potential is there today, tomorrow, and perhaps Tuesday as well for onshore moving waterspouts. So just take that into consideration if you're heading to the beach or if you live in immediate lakeshore areas. So that is the update here. So again, scattered showers ongoing. Water spouts are likely on the Great Lakes through Tuesday. Overall, no severe weather is occurring, but we do have a statement in effect here for landspout possible in Antrim County. The text says minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Your hazard, again, is landspout, wind gusts up to 40, as well as half-inch hail. And at the text at the bottom here, it says that the conditions are favorable for the development of weak, brief funnel clouds. This type of funnel cloud is harmless. On rare occasions, can briefly touch down, producing wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. If a funnel cloud is spotted, move indoors and report your sighting to the NWS. No summer, no severe chances through the week. Unless you count potential land spouts and water spouts as severe, then maybe technically for the immediate lakeshore areas, yeah, but by default or by technicality, they're not severe. The week ahead is looking very pleasant. We're looking at 60s and 70s for our high temperatures. Minimal rain chances, minus today, obviously. I'm talking Monday to Sunday next week. And then looking at just overall pleasant conditions. I gotta say, one of the newest cameras we've had installed up in Norway in the UP. This is probably one of my favorite views that we had on our network. It's like every camera we get, it's like a new favorite. But this is a gorgeous view. This is looking north from Norway, and you can just see for miles. It's crazy. Ooh, double rainbow going on in Manistee. If you're in Manistee, look to your north. There is a double rainbow on the Manistee camera, courtesy of the Hampton Inn. And the Norway camera was courtesy of the Norway Mountain Ski Resort. I agree, Kevin. It really is. So again, going back to the radar, latest scan here does move that cell a little bit further. Did they speed these scans up? No, they didn't. So Bel Air is on deck. So if you're in Bel Air, it would be a good idea to get indoors as this cell moves your direction. Gusty winds, small hail, as well as potential for a landspout is there. And that rainbow, or should I say rainbows, very vibrant, and they're very close to the camera. I'm going to take the warning bar off the bottom of your screen here. That's like parking lot close. That's crazy. Never a dull day here at the camera network. Bel Air is on deck here as the cell moves your direction. This statement's in effect for about an hour more. However, I'm likely going to pop out of here fairly soon. I'm not going to stay live for too long. I'm just kind of waiting to see if there's reports of anything popping in before I pop out. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I did say yesterday at the end of our stream we were doing yesterday for Severe in the Thumb. I said that we're going to have a policy change coming up soon where we're going to go live for statements that include verbiage for landspouts. And this is a prime example of what I just said last night. Looks like there's a new marine warning incoming for the waters of Lake Huron from Sturgeon Point to Alabaster. So this over here, they went ahead and issued a new marine warning for waterspouts and wind gusts to 40, as well as large hail. So they're going for the water, all hazards. Large hail, gusty winds, as well as potential waterspout. That's going to be for any of the cell really over the lake today has potential for waterspouts. It's simple. And that's really because the warm waters, there's a lot of cooler air above the waters today. That temperature difference creates a lot of instability, and that's why you get waterspouts developing. Very, very common in the fall season here. And we've entered a very cool stretch of weather here in Michigan, and hence why we are now getting waterspouts. So, a little fun fact there. Rainbows are still ongoing on the Manistee camera. I'll point that out still. The cell is going to be over Bel Air right now. I know the radar says it's not, but it is. It's 3 minutes old with like a 30 to 40 mile per hour movement. That cell is pretty much on top of Bel Air as of 6:29 here, about 6:30. I have never heard of that, Keenan. Yeah, I bet they are, Scott. That'd be kind of cool to get a camera on a freighter or something. They did go ahead and expire that marine warning for the waters up here by Traverse City, Torch Lake area. They had a waterspout tag on that one, but that since got dropped. So I'm guessing that potential was probably there with this cell that's in Bel Air right now. And I'm going to guess, just from my knowledge of how these things usually play out, that if there was a landspout, it was tied very close to the lake shore. I wouldn't think it'd carry that far inland, but again, this statement's going to be in effect for another hour. I'm not going to stay on for an hour and cover this. But with that being said, for this cell heading into Bel Air, heading toward Mansalona, it has potential for a landspout tornado if this continues to progress. But conditions definitely more favorable over the water and very close proximity to the lake shores. Now, when I say close proximity, I'm talking like a mile at best, a mile or two at best. Yeah, that rainbow is still going. Scan the camera at Harbor Beach very, very closely. I zoomed way in here. I can see there's a base of the cloud deck there in the distance. I was going to see if I could see anything hanging down there, but I do not. See a lot of rain and a lot of cool clouds, but nothing water spouty. All right, well, I think I'm going to probably pop out of here, and that cell new scan there does weaken that out just a bit, which is good news. So in the event that there are cold air funnels today across any of these showers, if you do see an inland funnel cloud, they are typically harmless. They rarely ever touch ground. If they do touch ground, they'll cause weak damage, upwards of 50, 60, maybe even 70 mile per hour winds at most, which is not enough really to cause damage to your house unless it blows off shingles or if a tree were to fall in those winds and land in your house, and that's obviously damage. But They're usually weak in nature in comparison to violent tornadoes that we see with supercells. So potential is there on the lakes for water spouts. There's a small potential today for cold air funnels, and those could turn into landspouts in the event that does happen. But otherwise, the threat for severe weather today is quite low. So with that said, I'm going to pop out of here. Before I do, though, I forgot to do it last night, but I'm not going to forget today. There are sponsors who support us, and we shout them out every single stream. So I'm going to go and do that real quick. We'll take a look at the webcams. We'll pop off. So with that being said, first sponsor is StormGuard Roofing Construction, based out of Detroit metro area. Lifestyle Exteriors in Lansing. Katz Roofing and Siding in Potterville. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding in the Thumma, Michigan. McKay Tree Specialist in Southeast Michigan. Kuiper Tree Care in West Michigan. FBI Buildings across most of Lower Michigan. On Top Roofing in Livingston County. Schneider Commercial Building Solutions across most of Michigan. Shield Public Adjusters for insurance adjusting needs across most of Michigan. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors in West Michigan. A-Class Construction and Restoration in Mason County. Rainbow Restoration in Kent County surrounding areas. Our communication sponsor, Rapid Radios. Our Skycam sponsor, Guardian Technologies. Our Southwest Michigan tree sponsor, American Arbor. Apex Restoration out of Grand Blanc. And lastly, Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. Want to thank all of our sponsors here at MSC, helping us keep operations rolling. And they also provide services to you guys in the event that you have damage from storms, or if you happen to need their services like audio, video security, or you want to donate to a Ronald McDonald House. We have several options for you to help out and also get involved or offer services or purchase services from these sponsors. So with that said, that is my spiel, and I want to pop out and enjoy my evening. I'll have a video for you guys on YouTube tomorrow for the week ahead. Otherwise, it's going to be a pleasant week upcoming. Minimal rain chances aside from today, some tomorrow as well. Water spout chances next couple days on the lakes. Otherwise, the week ahead is fall-like, 60s and 70s for high temperatures. No severe weather is anticipated at this time. With that said, you guys enjoy your evening. I'm gonna pop out.